Well, hello, Mitzi. How are you? You're looking good. With your big eyes and the part of your face that is blue, you've never looked better. A picture of health. Whenever a doctor looks at a patient and is like, "Are you healthy?" he flips up a picture of Mitzi and compares it to the person's face and goes, I don't know. You're not really Mitzi. And I agree. You're not really Mitzi. Very few people are Mitzi, frankly. That's what I gotta say. Anyway, we're playing Animal Crossing. Isn't that a joy? Isn't that a wonderful thing? We're all having a great time, especially me. We have a special offer today at the study teacher's desk. There's always a wide variety of other items as well when I step by. Very sweet, that Tom Nook. He's got a lot of sweetness to him. Sweetness and love. I found an old picture of you and me the other day. Oh, I looked so young. You looked okay. You were smiling, I think, but wow, your mom sure was a looker. She's crazy, that mother of mine. You don't know what she's going to do next. Something funny? Maybe she'll start juggling? You don't know. She's a renegade, my mother. She's a real character. You know how it is with mothers. You know how it is. Anyway, we're playing Animal Crossing today. I'm very glad you're here. Have you ever seen that film Titanic? What's up with that? Everybody falls off the boat and they all drown. What's going on there? My advice would be to not drown. I don't know why nobody picked up on that. Everybody's like, "Oh, water." That's the sound they make when they go under the water. Right? Swim away. Swim to safety. Was the problem that the water was very cold because of the iceberg? That could make sense. Wasn't the Titanic on fire when it fell into the water? I don't remember. There's a lot I don't quite understand about the Titanic story. Number one, why didn't the man see the iceberg? I guess that's the question. That's really the only question I have is why didn't the man see the iceberg? It was right there. Man, there's a big old boat. He's like, I think I'll just drive this giant boat in the sea, and the only place I can think of driving is towards this big iceberg. It makes sense to me, doesn't it? Oh no, it ripped a big hole in this boat. What are we gonna do? He turns around to the captain. The captain's already like in a lifeboat all to himself. He's rowing away. I'm like, oh no. That's another thing I don't get about the Titanic, right? They had all these lifeboats, but they knew how many people were on board, and they knew how many lifeboats would be needed for all those people on board. And they were still like, two? Is 2 lifeboats enough? That's probably enough. How many people could be on this giant boat? 4? We're running out of wood. Maybe 4 lifeboats. Maybe that's enough. I can't imagine there being a catastrophe big enough where this entire boat would sink and kill everybody on it. So 4 lifeboats is probably reasonable. You know, like, it's silly. I don't know, like, everybody who designed everything about the Titanic, I was gonna say should be fired, but I assume that they died at some point. When was the Titanic? 1880? 1900 Wizard? It was a long time ago, is my recollection. The old Titanic. You know, it was quite a time away. And we've moved on since then. But our boats still sink. So maybe we haven't moved on that far. What I liked about the Titanic was they were like, this is the unsinkable boat. This boat will never sink. And then 2 things. 1, it sank. But 2, our boats these days still sink. The Titanic was like more than 100 years ago. And they thought it was unsinkable. Our boats are still sinkable. I'm not sure if there's such a thing as an unsinkable boat. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna put that out into the ether. So I'll take a pair. So that's what I think. I don't think there's such a thing as an unsinkable boat. Is there such a thing as a plane that I don't know what the descriptive word is for the plane. A boat can sink. A plane can fall out of the sky? What would be the word for a plane fall? Just a plane fall? It's not really a crash. The crash is when it hits the ground. Right? Let's just say crash. Let's use the word crash. There's no such thing as an uncrashable plane, right? Anybody can crash a plane if you really want to. So, there's no such thing as a plane that's made out of rubber. So when it hits the floor, it just like bounces up again back into the atmosphere, which I think would be a really good solution to the problem. But some people at the aeronautics factory said, "Get out of here with your rubber plane." I don't think that's gonna work at all. I disagree, but you know, who am I to argue with them? Hi Mitzi, be careful not to catch a cold. She's so wonderful. She looks after me. She's so thoughtful and smart, and everybody likes her. What a lovely character Mitzi is. Everybody, I think she's cool. Anyway, off we go. Yeah. So, oh hello. So there's something weird about that old Titanic thing. You know, have you ever seen those Titanic conspiracy theories where like the boat was fake? It was a fake boat. It wasn't a real boat. They drove into the iceberg on purpose. The driver of the boat, what do you call him, a captain? I suppose you call a driver of a boat a captain. The captain was deeply in debt with the mafia, and they were like, you got to make the boat take a dive, and then we'll make big on our money, and then he'll get a cut of it, otherwise they'll kill him. And he's like, but if I sink the boat, I'll die. And they're like, well, do you want to die or do you want your family to die? And then the mafia held up a picture of his wife, and then the man was like, oh, go. The boat captain. He was like, oh no, I have to do it now. I have to kill thousands of people just in order to let the mafia make some money, so that my wife and child don't die, but I will also die in this scenario. So I've decided to take the burden of thousands of people and their deaths over the deaths of 3 people. All of them unnecessary. Anyway, it's conspiracy theory. I don't know how well it's doing online. You know, there's all sorts of forums dedicated to the truth about the Titanic. Was it even a boat? Did it really happen? Some people think it doesn't even happen, right? Which I think's a bit much. Whoa, what are you doing there, kid? You weren't there a moment ago. You were way over there. You crazy penguin. Crazy broad. Anyway, some people think the Titanic didn't happen. It was faked. How they said it was unsinkable, right? How could it sink? Those are facts. I mean, you can't argue with the facts. And good lord, they've got a point. Oh, let me see where Katrina is. Is she in town today? I've heard that Katrina will be picked on the 12th of October. Okay, 12th of October. What day is today? The 11th. She'll be here tomorrow. So that's a cliffhanger. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Hopefully this show will not sink by then. But that's fine. It's faked. If you hear rumors about this show sinking, it's fake, because this show is the unsinkable show. It will never sink. And I'm not just saying that because the mafia are threatening to kill my wife and child. I don't have a mafia. Anyway. So yeah, people think it's all fake, that this whole Titanic discourse is bullshit. And, you know, because we weren't there. We weren't able to see it. So people automatically just assume that anything they can't see has to be fake because they can't believe it. But even stuff they can see, they're like, that's also fake. That also didn't happen. I don't believe it. So you just can't win with conspiracy theorists, because there's no winning with these guys. They're all full of shit, you know. So let's assume that the Titanic, hang on, I got some cards in my pocket with prices for some things I own written on them. I'll pull one of the cards out of my pocket, and then you'll buy the item written on the card for that price. Okay. Let's give it a try. Alright. The item is a bird feeder. How much do I want to charge for it? 1,000. Okay. Wait, weren't you supposed to show me cards? What the hell? Anyway, so yeah, let's assume that the Titanic did happen, right? Because there's in Belfast, in the sunny town of Belfast, there was a museum dedicated to the Titanic because the Titanic was partly assembled in Belfast. It wasn't fully assembled in Belfast. It was partly assembled in Belfast. And so they have a museum dedicated to the Titanic and how wonderful it is. And how it was a feat of engineering greatness. It was amazing. And they conveniently forget the fact that they're incredibly proud of the unsinkable boat that did sink. They're incredibly proud of the fact that the boat that had one major selling point could not at all deliver on the major selling point, sank in its first voyage and killed thousands of people. They're very proud of that. And, you know, it's good to be proud of stuff, I suppose. You know, you can't knock people's pride. It's good to have something from your fair city. You know, what's Belfast known for? Crime. And they built part of the Titanic there. So that's nice. You know, something nice and prideful. You can't knock it for him. But then, did it even exist? Was it a real boat? You don't know. Maybe Belfast had made a shrine to a completely fake goings on. You don't know. We don't know because none of us were there. Especially not me. Anyway, there we go. That's an episode. It's all about the Titanic, I guess. Oh boy, I didn't think I could talk for 12 minutes on the Titanic, but I surprised myself. There we go. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Katrina will be in town tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. We'll have our fortune told. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you then. Goodbye. I'm gonna sink you.